Mayan bones. You know, ¿Podemos cruzar? All right. I'll tell you what. Before I go in, what? That's the mask on the cow. That one there.
That's a priest.
Yeah, not priest. I think of the Chichen
Mayan
Itza.
priest.
Chichen Itza. ¿Ah? Ese es mi suerte mío. You're with good luck.
It won't rain anymore.
You haven't been making any offerings, right? Because it says a mile to Xunantunich. People that have walked it with me, they don't think it's a mile. They say it's 2 miles. And then they ask me, what kind of miles it is? Is the material taken to make a structure. So they dig here as a quarry, and at the same time, all the material taken out, they make their blocks and start making their structures. By the time the temple is finished, they already have their first reservoir, water reservoir, which they were good at it. In terms of reservoirs, they probably have the best technology of how to make water runs into the reservoir. It doesn't matter how the structure was. Water had a very easy access to the reservoirs.
It's a regular camera too, Joe. It's a regular camera.
Including the Queen of England.
Yes, we heard the Queen.
Yeah. Since then they call it the Royal Rat. Restroom there. Ceremonial center, nothing else than just very small ceremonial center. It took them about 15 of the 20 years for them to realize that Xunantunich was sort of like a dynamic city. It's considered that it could hold up at least about 16,000 people within the Mayan site. At the moment, what we can see is about 40% of the Mayan structure itself being exposed, and about 20% of it being excavated and partly reconstructed. These are some of the first structures that were unfortunately just damaged. The first group that has been down here in the early 1850. They did work on it and they never put it back together. All they did is dig right into it, probably hoping that they could find some valuable pieces, and they never put it back as how it was. And which in this site itself, they haven't found many of human bones around the area because it's only a ceremonial place. But with the bones, according to them, it's expected that these were later to about 900 AD. So it could have still had a small group of people living in the area at least 100 years more later. What we call a stela and an altar.
Oh.
Could have consisted of some ritual evidence on it. For example, in Xunantunich, there is evidence that it was being done for high priests who defeated such over 2,000 years old.
There's one pyramid.
Just have a crack here to the side. Constantly cracking like that, and there is one in the what we call the museum. The same way, completely almost split. And then we feel like we could have had probably a carving in the back. They plastered the piece of stone over it. Just went on building over it. And just never stopped. Now, consider that the cycle stuff. And Teotihuacan was the dynamic city that brought jade, obsidian, and other precious stones to be sold. So they were the ones, the marketing department there. And then these groups here would exchange probably those grains with certain specific, those pieces of stone with some specific piece of stone or precious pieces that you could find within themselves. Ramon, the same breadnut trees. These are the trees that took over the site because then there was nothing else going on, no one was around. When these rains got wet, they all just go right over the structure, took over. And archaeologists have position here, and as you can see, the same method that Mayans probably did from the beginning. They filled inside and then nice block on the side here. Same method of doing it. Blocks on both sides, but then all of it is all just filled with stucco and stones, all put in together and would make a big structure.
What kind of tools did they use to cut that?
To cut this out doesn't really need tools because this is all pulverized limestone. It's like cement, right? Very nicely done like that. It's because they are the type of tools, but it used to be a very nice one because then after this they take the stucco, right, and put it right over it very nicely, just part of it, and then it smooths it very nice, and then they have very nice walls on it.
They're going to put a little bit of this bug stuff on my legs.
Did they got you?
They're starting to get me.
They like you.
They like me. I'm sweet.
You're sweet. On top of this mask here, go right up ahead, just on the side, and there's something like this. It's more like a human being body. It's considered to be a spider monkey glyph. And then if you move more to the center where there's a lump of rocks there, right on the lump, on both ends, there's something like a U, but curled up on the end.
Okay.
Here and here.
Okay.
Which would represent spring, the beginning of the rainy season. So all this writing here that we have is considered to be an offering for the rain god, the sun god, the moon god, and to Venus. So it became more and more popular. They had to go ahead and study more on it. And that's how come they came with an estimated population of 16,000 people. It's bigger than Howard. And at the same time, it's the terms of communication with its people. This fire would never stop. It's always there as an incense burner, and the low class people could see that everything is very well. The ceremonies are still in activity. You would see from way down there to up here. At that time, all of what we see here never existed. It was a plain field, not with big trees like this, probably a few of them around as for shade, but mostly farms. And the farms would consist of any kind of vegetable they had, a lot of ground food, which definitely they had, and to about 500 BC they already had corn being introduced. So they had cornfields on both ends. And then small, all the homes.
I'm coming. Oh.
This is easy. You go against the wall.
That's right, against the wall and just hang there.
Up here. It's easy.
Don't go near the ledge.
There we go. Now, at the time it was being occupied, definitely we didn't have the mines that came up all the way up here. As far as they went is the rooms that you see. These were the crown of the structure. And that's how comes they gave it the name El Castillo, because it's like a castle. And this is the crown here. And this is 15 feet more from where it's right now missing. And this crown was very big. Which is only 6 miles away from Xunantunich. Xunantunich is here, and straight up across there's like a blue house. Where it's dark green, here light green. You go to the end of light green, and then a couple of feet, and there's just like a little home, little blue there. El Pilar Mayan site. So their communication was very nice. And on this side here we have the caves of Chichen Itza. So you can see their link.
Where's Tikal from here?
And Tikal would be on this end.
That way, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Guatemala's that way.
Guatemala is that
Oh,
way.
okay.
Actually, this is Benque Viejo del Carmen, and the little town that you see there is already Benchol de Mencos, Guatemala.